What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, here for you, some Call of Duty Ghost, and today, playing a little bit of Domination, some of the map Tremor, and we're using the red dot sight, the silencer, which of course, the silencer comes pre-equipped on the Honey Badger, as well as the most important attachment, which is going to be semi-automatic. Now, you guys may be wondering, Nero, why are you giving up your fully automatic awesomeness for that semi-automatic crappiness? You know, the Honey Badger, why would you want semi-automatic? Now, some of you guys may have seen this video, and I know I did, because I love that video. Drifter is amazing for making that video. Drifter, which is another commentator you guys may know of, made a video kind of exposing this to everybody, that when you take any assault rifle here within COD Ghost, and you put the semi-automatic attachment on it, taking your fully automatic weapon or 3-round burst weapon and turning it into a single-shot weapon, that new weapon becomes a 2-shot kill at just about any range. Now, whether or not the game intended for this to happen, I don't know. It seems a bit OP to me. It's ridiculously powerful. Anybody with a decent trigger finger will agree and say, this is really great. I am good with this gun. All of a sudden, I'm amazing at this game. That's what's happening to me. My KD is skyrocketing doing this. I recommend using the Honey Badger if you're going to be doing this. Because, of course, you want your red dot and your silencer, well, for the most part, maybe. But if you want a red dot and a silencer and your single fire attachment, that's going to require you to use the 3 attachments perk, and that sucks up 3-point values, and it's just not good, right? So use the Honey Badger. It comes pre-equipped with a silencer. No need to use the extra attachment perk. It's a great thing, and I hope you guys all enjoy the gameplay, because this is probably the best gameplay I've ever gotten in COD Ghost. I think I get just short of 70 kills, and lots of fun, lots of action, lots of shooting, lots of fun time. So hopefully you guys all enjoy that. But more importantly, gameplay aside, welcome to this week's episode of Dear Nero. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, which I understand I've gained a lot of new subscribers since COD Ghost came out, Dear Nero is a weekly series here on my channel where you guys send me in fan mail or fan questions, and I do my best to go ahead and answer it. Mainly they pertain gaming. Sometimes we stray away from gaming, but not this week. It's going to be all gaming related questions. Hopefully you guys all enjoy it, and let's hop into this with the first question. He writes, Dear Nero, what is your opinion on the sliding feature and how do you use it? Also, what is your opinion on the new knifing animation, Tyler from Canada? Well, Tyler from Canada, the new knifing animation is awesome. I think they took a page out of Battlefield's book. Now, if you guys never played Battlefield, I played Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, and I have Battlefield 4 as well. What they do in Battlefield is they try to make the knifing a bit more epic, right? A bit more rewarding. For example, in Battlefield, if you walk up to a guy and his back is to you and you go to knife him in the back, instead of just simply knifing him in the back, sometimes you'll grab his shoulder and you'll turn him around and have him face you face to face, and you'll put that knife in his heart. And it's just kind of like a rewarding, kind of an epic cinematic kind of knifing system, right? I feel as though COD Ghost has kind of copied that to an extent, and I kind of like it. It makes knifing a bit more interesting, a bit more fun, you know. Before, he is kind of knife guy, he drops and it's like, yeah, whatever. Now it's a bit more cool. I like that. The new sliding feature is freaking awesome, right? Dolphin diving used to be a thing. You know, people would dolphin dive. That thing was worthless. Whoever dolphin dived for any reason other than the dive on the first flag in Domination. That's like what people did. Dolphin diving served no real purpose. Whereas here in COD Ghost, sliding is actually really useful. You're getting shot at, slide in the cover. You're getting shot at from some direction, you slide into a building. You know, I use the slide feature a lot, not particularly in this gameplay because, you know, of course I'm using a semi-automatic rifle. I'm kind of posting up, picking people off as I go. But sliding, especially if you're using a shotgun or an SMG, very useful feature, and I hope to see it in every Call of Duty after COD Ghost. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, when you get into Call of Duty lobbies, especially with Ghost out right now, do people recognize you or point you out? And if so, does it happen often? Because I know if I got into a game with you, I would most likely shit all over the floor. Drunk Nugget from Pluto. So, I don't get recognized a ton. Being recognized is kind of a cool thing though, right? I'm starting to get recognized more. People send me messages saying, you're the real NerosCinema. I like your videos. It was so cool playing with you. And it's always been a positive experience. I like it. It's always been a positive experience running into people. Now, I've seen what can happen when it's not a positive experience. One thing that comes to mind is I was watching, this is like back halfway through Black Ops 2, but I was watching a video from Woody's Gamertag. and some of you guys may be aware of his channel. And I was watching the video, and the gameplay was completely irrelevant from the topic of the video. So he's talking about whatever it is he was talking about in that video. And during the gameplay, like, he's having a good game, but one of the people on his team, they recognized him. And he was, like, shooting at him, you know, wherever they went, and jumping up and down, and, like, standing in the doorway so he couldn't, you know, walk through it, and just doing whatever he could to be a nuisance. And I hope that never happens, you know, because as I grow here on YouTube, I just hope that, you know, when I play Call of Duty, that, you know, people don't recognize me and, you know, run around and just jump up and down and you try to annoy me intentionally. But that hasn't happened so far. I hope it never does. My fans are awesome. They would never do that to me. And I don't get recognized often, but when I do, it's a really fun experience. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, I'm thinking of starting a gaming channel near Christmas. What types of games should I play? And will a Roxio HD capture card be a good capture card to start out with? Or should I get the Apage HD PVR2? And this person neglected to leave his name. I like it more when you guys leave your names and somehow let me know where you're from. It doesn't have to be your address. Tyler from Canada, Jimmy from Zimbabwe, or whatever. Yeah, I just like to see where people are from. That's kind of a cool thing. But either way, name and location aside, I'm going to try and answer your question here. I like helping out people that are trying to make their own YouTube channel. So, the Roxio HD capture card or the PVR2. I've never owned either one. I've owned the original HD PVR, which was a flawless capture card in my mind. The one downside to it was it could only record in 720p component cables, whereas I believe the PVR2 records in HDMI. I'm not entirely sure on that. I wanted to record in HDMI. I decided to upgrade to the AverMedia Live Gamer HD, which is a pretty nifty capture card. It can record in some of the most ridiculous quality ever, and I don't know, it bugs out sometimes. Just, you know, I'll press record, I'll record whatever it is I'm trying to record, then I'll hit stop record, and it'll say capture failed. I'm like, ah, cool, that was just a great big waste of time, wasn't it? So, of course, that's not very good, but overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the AverMedia Live Gamer HD. I've heard a lot of good things about the Elgato as well, so that's another capture card you could look at, but ultimately, it's going to come down to your choice. Now, what kind of game should you post? Maybe in the future YouTube would be a cool thing for you, but I don't feel as though right now it would be. Because if you don't even know what game or what kinds of videos you want to post, all you know is you want to be on YouTube, you have an idea. The spark is there, but it's not fully developed, right? If you have no idea even what kind of videos, you don't have any vision whatsoever, then YouTube's gonna be kind of hard, man. You need an idea. When I started doing YouTube, I wanted to get on YouTube because I was really above average at Call of Duty. I wanted to make videos helping people out, and 2.5 years later, I'm still doing the same thing. You know, that was my vision, that was my dream, to be able to make a YouTube channel where I could talk about Call of Duty, or I can talk about other games, or whatever it is I want to talk about, and I can interact with people, and that's what I have here with NerosCinema, and I love it. You don't seem to have that just yet, and I really don't recommend putting up all the money for a capture card, because you're going to spend at least $100 on a capture card, at least $100 on a good microphone. It's a very expensive hobby, and you don't want to put up all that money until you know for certain what it is you want to do with your channel. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, do you think COD Ghost Extinction mode will ever get the popularity of zombies? I've asked friends what they thought about it, and the most positive thing they could say was, it was okay. Sincerely, Mitch from Nebraska. So I've played one game of Extinction so far, and it did not draw me in the way zombies did. From what I could tell is you kind of carry this drill around, and you put it in the ground, and you drill into these hives, and you kill off these cruddy looking aliens that keep running at you. And then further on you face scorpions, which are, in my mind, draw a lot of similarities to the Stalkers from the Borderlands series. So I just wasn't feeling it. You know, it's kind of like a move here, let's all camp here and shoot these zombies, or shoot these aliens. It just wasn't as good as zombies. It just isn't as good as zombies. And what I feel as though Infinity Ward needs to realize is nothing they can do is going to be as good as zombies. They should just try and make their own zombies, right? Talk to Treyarch, talk to Activision, get some kind of licensing deal in there, and have zombies year-round. Have zombies, but let Infinity Ward make some zombie maps and zombie stuff. I don't know, try that out. Because to me, some people may like it, but for my money, I really don't care for Extinction. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I know that you're probably on that COD Ghost type right now, and you're probably over Pokemon X, but I'm going to ask this anyways because I've always wondered. Why do you think Pokemon games always have releasing pairs? I don't think that developers would lose any money if they just release games one by one, so why do you think the games are released in pairs? Albert from California. So this is kind of complicated, and it makes a lot of sense in my mind. When they release games in pairs, such as Pokemon Red and Blue, you know, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, X and Y, whatever. They always come out in a pair, right? There's two reasons they do this. One, money. A lot of people buy both, right? When I bought Pokemon Red, I wanted to play Pokemon Blue too, because what they do with the games is they're the exact same thing, with the exception that certain Pokemon can appear in that game and other Pokemon appear in the other game. You know, an example of that was, I believe it was in Fire Red and Leaf Green. In Fire Red, you got, this could be backwards, but in Fire Red, you could find Vulpix, but you could not find a Growlithe. They just weren't in the game. And in Leaf Green, you could find a Growlithe, but there was no Vulpix in the game. You know, that's kind of how it worked. Now we're more advanced with Pokemon X and Y. It's a bit different. With Mega Evolution, of course, the Charizards look completely different in the games, as well as the Mewtwo's look completely different in the games. And that's kind of a thing, but basically they do it as like a money thing, you know, as well as Legendaries. Legendaries, when they implemented Silver and Gold, Legendaries became more of a thing. You know, in Pokemon Red and Blue, the Legendaries were the same. You know, they had Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and Mewtwo. You had 4 Legendaries within that game. And then, of course, when Gold came out, you had Ho-Oh, and with Silver, you had Lugia. So there's two different Legendaries, and there's Pokemon exclusive to each game. I feel as though the stories basically stay the same. Occasionally, they come out with like kind of like a hybrid game similar to Emerald. Pokemon Emerald was kind of a hybrid game where it kind of took stories between Sapphire and Ruby and kind of combined them. But to answer your question, I'm running over the gameplay here, and I hate when I run over the gameplay. But to answer your question, one, it gives them more flexibility to do different things with the stories, and as well as Legendaries. And of course, with the new online, be able to trade with people battle with people from all around the world. Like I could play against. I have Pokemon X. I could play against someone with Pokemon Y. He could have different Pokemon that I can't get. We can trade for them, and it kind of causes this community thing, as well as some people out there they just want to buy both. You know, they're not going to lose money by posting 2 games. In fact, they probably gain money by selling 2 different games, which are essentially the same thing. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you did, remember to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And if you guys would like to send your questions in for next week's episode of Dear Nero, remember this is posted every Wednesday. Send me in a personal message here on YouTube. Go in there, send a message here on YouTube. Make the title of the message Dear Nero, and on next Tuesday I will go through all the questions, pick out the best ones. If it's a good question, an entertaining question, and most importantly, a question I haven't answered yet before, which is difficult because this is like the 64th episode of Dear Nero, I'll do my best to go ahead and answer it in that video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Remember to rate it. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 grand rocks, that's how I roll. I got 1 year ago. Are you bipolar?